My learning spaces, well, I love studying in my room because it's my own space and I have everything I need no matter what it is. It's probably right there. Otherwise, I like to go to the library where it's quiet and I'm not surrounded by distractions like all the things in my room, all the fun things. But no, my main source is the computer, and it's fun that I'm able to access the library account on my computer in my room because that's like the quickest way to get to the library than just by walking. Because I'm comfortable and when it's quiet, I can just think on my own and figure out the things that I want to say, I need to say, kind of even make my own mistakes and not feel judged or penalized. I don't know, being by myself, I'm able to get a lot of stuff done unless it's the kind of work where you want to be around students and get other ideas, and the library is good for that too, though.
Free information out there like Wikipedia, or just talking to friends through chat messenger sometimes. I don't know.
And you learn through chat? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, we'll have interesting discussions. It's not like just, hey, how's it going? What are you doing right now? No, it's just like I'll talk about things that are specific to our day and age, such as the Toyota sticky pedal or the problem with the brakes. I'll just talk to some friends like, what do you think is going to happen to Toyota? And yeah. So
kind of current events.
Current events, yeah. Or interesting things like I just watched something on ants yesterday. I don't know.
I like that.
Through BBC, and I thought that was pretty interesting because.
Where did you watch it on BBC?
Oh, it was BBC on YouTube. So. First of all, ease of access. Second of all, it being immediate, so it could be like if something like that earthquake in Chile, the news sites would probably have it within, at least CNN or BBC would have it within like a few minutes.
So I have a couple of places that are my favorite learning spaces. One of them is the same as yours. I like to read things online on the internet. I go to some of the more popular news sites, but I like to go to the offbeat news sites, the Red Edit, the Dig, Fark, all those other ones, simply because they're more user submitted and the stories are more personal and less corporate. Other ones that I do like are a good book, and after I've learned something, I like to go for a walk and reflect upon it, or get myself in some kind of physical activity and think about a topic. I find that lends to my understanding, and then if I'm really fortunate, I get to come back and have a discussion with somebody afterwards.
My learning spaces is mostly like Wikipedia, but after I got some general knowledge of what I want to learn, I usually try to find like a book on the subject, because Wikipedia is so like so many people can write on it and change it. I think if you really wanted to go beyond just the basic knowledge, you need to get a scholarly foundation, and those are found in texts and books. Again, as Wikipedia has immediate access to this information. I can learn something very briefly just to get a general knowledge. And then again, for books, because they're peer-reviewed, they usually some sort of doctorate. This person has some sort of claim to show and why we should listen to them. So again, general knowledge, and then precise knowledge for a book.
Learning spaces. First of all, it's talking to other people and figuring out where they've been or where they're going to go. I do a lot of Googling to get some basic information.
Okay.
I'm not a Wikipedia person per se, but I do use that occasionally. But I find that actually the best resource is asking some people where they've been to get some information.
Okay.
I occasionally go to that thing called the library too. I think it's ease. For me, it's the ease of going to the space, and I can go to it any place really, and then going back because I just don't know where there's others. Sometimes it's lack of knowledge of what other resources can do it. Give me information. And so that's one reason why I come here too, to the CATS training room, because I learn something new every time I'm here, whether it's a program or whether it's where I can go to get other information.
I have carved out a space in my garage.
Interesting.
Where on one side is a shelf with some of our extra non-perishable food, and on the other side is a bookcase, and I have a desk down there with a couple of lights, and I can hide. And so I kind of like it, even though it uses electricity, because I can concentrate. Whereas if I'm upstairs in my house or even here at work, there are too many distractions. And in fact, the best time I like to work at school to learn or to prepare something is either before people get started in the morning at 9 or after everybody goes home at 5. Then I can get much more done in a short period of time than I can during the whole day. So that's my ideal learning space. Although when it's warm in San Francisco, I've also got the garden I can go out in.
My personal learning space would be a designated personal area such as a desk, but within an open arena, so I can interact with people and whoever happens to be passing by. I come back to those specific spaces because I feel like I can best show who I am to people. I'm taking care of work, but still able to interact and have fun and crack a joke or two, which keeps myself sane.
My learning spaces are at the library. I go to the library, or I use my computer at home. Either through the St. Mary's Library online, smc.net, or I use Wikipedia or Google something and click down through the list of things. Probably what's familiar for me, what I know is the library here, and it's comfortable being at home, so I use a computer at home.
Well, as a journalist, I've trained my brain to react and jump when I say jump. Okay. So I can be anywhere, but when my brain decides it's not going to jump and it has a mind of its own, then I pick out specific places. One of my favorites is the deep end of our swimming pool at the health club. I go in there and I motor around and I'm kicking and swimming, and thoughts come to me, and they come to me so quickly. And of course, there's nowhere to write them down. That's the downside. But you train your brain to keep those thoughts in there. So swimming, any kind of exercise is great. The treadmill, the elliptical. Coffee. Coffee is great for the brain, really revs you up. So I love coffee shops. But you've got to pick a coffee shop that has a good vibe. Some coffee shops don't have a good vibe. Bean bags, super, just plop yourself in, and there's a coffee shop in Berkeley that has bean bags. I get a lot of work done in a bean bag.